Ever wondered if aliens exist? Well, they might be closer than you think. In fact, they might be swimming right under your nose, or boat, as the case may be. Now picture this, a creature from the deep, dark depths of the ocean, with a head that's all mouth, and a body that's more like a long, thin snake. This isn't a figment of your imagination, but a real-life swimming enigma known as the Gulper eel. The Gulper eel, also known as the pelican eel, has some pretty unique characteristics that make it seem more like an alien than an earthly resident. For starters, it lives in the deep sea, a place so mysterious and unexplored that it might as well be another planet. In this otherworldly habitat, the Gulper eel glides through the dark waters with an eerie grace, its long, thin body undulating like a ghostly ribbon. But what really sets the Gulper eel apart is its massive mouth. This isn't your average run-of-the-mill big mouth. It's more like a gaping black hole ready to swallow anything that comes too close. And when I say anything, I mean anything. The Gulper eel can stretch its mouth so wide that it can consume prey much larger than itself. Now, if that's not alien-like, I don't know what is. Adding to its extraterrestrial resume, the Gulper eel also has a bioluminescent organ at the end of its tail. This glowing beacon serves as a lure in the pitch-black deep sea, attracting unsuspecting prey right into its massive mouth. It's like a neon sign saying, "Free food, just step right into the giant gaping maw." Quite the crafty strategy, wouldn't you say? And let's not forget about its alien-like appearance. With its large mouth, small eyes, and long, thin body, the Gulper eel looks like it swam straight out of a science fiction movie. So if you're ever looking for an alien, you might just want to start your search in the deep sea. So with a face only a mother could love, the Gulper eel sure seems out of this world. But is it really an alien? Stay tuned. Now, just because something is odd doesn't mean it's extraterrestrial. But what if the Gulper eel is the exception? Let's dive into this theory, folks. The Gulper eel, with its strange anatomy, certainly stands out in the crowd. Or should I say, in the deep sea, with its massive mouth, capable of engulfing prey larger than itself, and a slender, elongated body that seems more suited to the cosmos than the ocean. It's not hard to see why some might think it's from another world. And then there's the light on its tail, which it uses to lure prey. If that's not a UFO tactic, I don't know what is. It's like it's signaling to some distant planet, "Hey, look at me, I'm down here." And let's not forget about the Gulper eel's ability to inflate its head to an enormous size like some otherworldly balloon animal. A party trick or an alien defense mechanism, you decide. And speaking of size, the Gulper eel has a very unusual growth pattern. It starts off small, but as it grows it doesn't just get bigger. Instead, it stretches out, becoming longer and longer, like some kind of sea serpent. Or perhaps a space serpent. But if the Gulper eel is indeed an alien, why choose the deep sea to hide? Well, maybe it's not hiding. Maybe it's just comfortable. I mean, the deep sea is dark, quiet, and full of mystery, kind of like outer space. It's the perfect place for an alien to feel right at home. And let's face it, the deep sea is a pretty good hiding spot from humans. We're still trying to figure out what's going on down there. So if you were an alien trying to stay unnoticed, you could do a lot worse than picking the ocean's depths as your hideout. So if the Gulper eel is an alien, it's doing a great job of staying under the radar. Or should we say, under the sonar. So we have a theory, but as any good detective knows, a theory is only as good as its evidence. Let's embark on a journey to unravel the mysteries of the deep and peel back the layers of this alien theory. Our first piece of evidence is the Gulper eel's extraordinary anatomy. With a mouth that could give a black hole a run for its money and a jaw that hinges like a drawbridge, this creature isn't exactly your typical fish. Now, I'm not saying that a big mouth alone makes one an alien, but let's face it, if the Gulper eel were in a courtroom, its mouth could swallow up all the evidence against it. And that's not even touching on its stomach, which can stretch to accommodate prey of substantial size. If that doesn't scream out of this world, I don't know what does. Our second piece of evidence is the Gulper eel's peculiar bioluminescent tail. It's like a neon sign in the middle of the ocean depths, flashing "Eat it, Joes" to unsuspecting prey. But seriously, this light show isn't just for attracting a midnight snack. Scientists believe it may also be a distress signal. So essentially, the Gulper eel has its own SOS beacon. Seems a bit advanced for a creature of the deep, don't you think? Let's move on to our third exhibit. The Gulper eel's uncanny ability to survive at extreme depths. We're talking about a place so deep, even sunlight gives up and turns back. The pressure at these depths is enough to crush a submarine like a soda can. Yet, our Gulper friend seems to thrive in these conditions. Alien endurance training, perhaps? Lastly, we have the Gulper Eel's elusive nature. Despite living in our oceans, these creatures remain largely unknown. They're like the aloof neighbor who only comes out at night, and when you try to say hello, they just vanish into thin air. Or in this case, deep water. It's almost as if they're hiding something extraterrestrial perhaps. In the words of the legendary Sherlock Holmes, when you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. So, we've eliminated the impossible. The Gulper Eel isn't a vampire, it's not a submarine, and it's certainly not a neon sign. What remains? Could it be that our Gulper Eel is, in fact, an alien? So the evidence is compelling, but is it conclusive? Let's dive a little deeper. If the Gulper Eel is an alien, then the ocean is its outer space. And what a space it is. The deep sea is a realm of darkness and mystery, a place where the sun's rays don't reach and pressure is 100 times that at sea level. It's an alien world right here on Earth, so perhaps it's not so far-fetched to think it might house extraterrestrial life. Now the Gulper Eel, with its otherworldly appearance, might just be the poster child for deep-sea aliens. I mean, who needs little green men when you have big black eels, right? But let's not forget the Gulper Eel isn't exactly the intergalactic traveler we'd expect. It seems to have missed the memo about invading the land. Instead, it's decided to invade the sea. Talk about a fish out of water, or should we say, an alien in water. But let's not be too quick to judge. After all, the deep sea is as unknown and unexplored as the farthest corners of the cosmos. In fact, we've mapped more of Mars than we have of our own ocean floor. So, who's to say what's lurking down there in the dark? Could be alien eels, could be mermaids, could be the lost city of Atlantis. The possibilities are as deep as the ocean itself. In the grand scheme of things, we are as alien to the Gulper Eel as it is to us. We breathe air, it breathes water. We live in the light, it lives in the dark. We walk on land, it swims in the sea. It's a case of to each their own world, or should we say to each their own universe. So, whether the Gulper Eel is an alien or just a fish with a flair for the dramatic, one thing's for sure, it's a fascinating creature that keeps our oceans interesting. And who knows, maybe one day we'll discover it's been sending signals to its home planet all along. After all, the truth is out there, under the sea. So, is the Gulper Eel an alien or just a misunderstood fish with a big mouth? We've delved into the depths of this theory, and it's fair to say that the waters are still murky. We've looked at the Gulper Eel's unique features, its large mouth, long body, and bioluminescent tail, which might seem better suited to a creature from a far-off galaxy than our own ocean. We've also examined the evidence, or rather, the lack thereof. Despite our best efforts, no UFOs have been spotted near the Mariana Trench, and no extraterrestrial radio signals have been detected from the eel's bioluminescent tail. The jury's still out on the Gulper Eel's alien status, and we suspect they might be hiding in its enormous mouth. To wrap up, the Gulper Eel remains an enigma. It's a living reminder that our own world can be just as strange and fascinating as anything we might imagine on distant planets. So until we get that conclusive evidence, the Gulper Eel will remain as mysterious and intriguing as the depths it calls home.